Hello and welcome! Tonight on the show, we narrowly avoid the day of reckoning. We're trying out Papa John's special garlic sauce and a spicy treat. Their spicy garlic sauce on the side, on breadsticks.
Just not the same!
It's just not the same, I tell ya. We are so glad to have you. This is Sauce Spoken.
And we're back. We are Sauce Spoken. We're the podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name's Adam, and I'll be your host. And I'm joined here this week by my co-host, Tori.
Hola, guten tag. Yes, hello, my name is Tori. And I know my friends here are just delighted to have you, so thank you for showing up. And to my left, my left, how many weeks have I been doing it? And to my
I screwed
right.
you up last week.
Yeah, and to my right, the man who voids every warranty that he's ever come in contact with. Our friend, co-host E. Hello, E.
Warranty? What's the point of warranties? Come on.
Right.
Life's short.
Break them.
You don't get warranties when you get stuff for free, see?
That's right. All about free, non-commitment, and no future.
45
no
years
future
old,
goals.
secondhand.
I think next week a fun gag would be to have you say to your left, and it goes back to me, and you and I just go back and forth for a couple minutes, and then we just move on.
Hey, I'm still here too.
Without introducing Eric.
What? Oh, hey, I'd just get up and walk away.
Blah, blah, blah.
You know I would. I'd drop it in a heartbeat.
Oh my god, I have to set aside an hour every week. And they come to my house. Fuck.
Hell, I might even enjoy it more. I just thought you guys keep coming. I'll just sit here and let you guys gab on like the couple old biddies you think you are.
you and Big.
It's like the Golden Girls.
That's right.
You and Big A, who has said he doesn't want to come on the show. He just wants to come over here and listen to us like a voyeur. Just kind of like sit in the living room and giggle when we record.
A live taping. He wants to be there.
Yeah, he wants to be here, but not actually participate. Are we actually going to get him on the show?
Yes, we're going to get him on the show at some point. I'm trying for episode 50.
Yeah, makes me mad.
I'm putting it in his brain nice and early. So, With that being said, Eric, how was your week this week?
It's been really good. I started the week off right with, even actually the end of it last week with a bike ride with you, Adam.
Yeah.
We had a really good time there.
You didn't blow me off for once. We actually went on a bike ride. And nothing happened.
And the storm cloud for once didn't follow me.
Yeah, no storms. I didn't get hurt. What else? It was uneventful. We did stalk a jogger.
There was a good runner. Yeah, there was.
Don't make crude comments about her, Eric. She might listen to us.
I doubt it.
There, oh, there's a girl, Adam. Girl is like a dog that sees another dog.
No, it was creepy because Adam purposely found a way for us to pass her like 5 times.
Yes, I did it intentionally.
Intentionally.
Not that we just happened. Not that I called like 3 miles in advance when we would turn around. I just so happened to stalk this poor girl. It was funny because we stopped and took a little break, and she passed us. And then we took off going again because we're on bikes. We're going faster. So we passed her. And then we got to the point where we turned around, and then she ran past us again. And then we stopped again after we turned around because I wanted to check out this little thing off to the side of the creek. She ran past us again. And then we got back on the bikes and went past her, so we went past her again. So we literally passed this poor girl like 6 times. I'm sure she thought she was done for. We're going to grab her like cartoon style, like one on either side of her, and just pick her up and start biking away with her or something.
Poor girl's done for.
She was pretty fit though. I think she probably could have ran faster than us when we were biking.
I'm sure of it. And even if we did manage to catch her, I'm sure she could have fended us off just fine.
Hence the point.
Anyways.
Despite our best efforts.
She knows creeps like you are coming.
That's right.
Yeah, she's got her bear mace. We're a podcast that respects women. We've said that before, damn it.
A number of times.
What else were you doing this week besides leching on women, Eric?
Let's see. So I also went out for a hike and saw my friend's new puppy, which was adorable. And
which
took
friend?
It on a little mile. Samantha. Samantha got a Australian Shepherd, which is
great.
Yeah,
sounds like what she needs.
Not what she needs.
Another responsibility.
And I told her as much, and she's like, "I'll lose a friend."
And her apartment doesn't allow cats, much less dogs.
Much less dogs. Yeah.
Oh,
she's really cruising for a. You're gonna lock that thing in there too next. We'll have another story.
I forgot about the cat thing.
It's pretty terrifying. So
yeah.
Why did she? And a high energy breed like an Australian Shepherd too.
Yeah. I know.
And they're pretty active. They're not like the most active, but they're pretty active.
I advised her highly against it, but friends can only do so much for other friends.
What kind of hole is she trying to fill, Eric?
She won. Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah. Man. Don't even go there.
I'm not making a crude joke. I'm asking, like, what did she need help?
I think it's rhetorical, bro.
Anyways, she won't listen to this, so we're okay to talk. But she talks shit about her.
Yeah, I'm sure she won't.
I call her Bop all I want.
I've done a couple 3D prints, which is pretty cool. I'm actually running out of PLA filament, which is worrisome. So I put in a quick order today. Have some more on the way. I think my next project I'm going to tackle is a baby Groot head, and I'm going to turn into a little pen holder for work. And yeah, that's what's good for me. How about you, Tori? How you been doing?
Have you watched the Avengers movies?
Yes.
Oh, you never talked about them, so I didn't know. No, you actually never talked about them, I don't think.
Yeah,
I know you're a movie fan. You're a movie collector. You don't watch movies. You just like to collect them, like board games.
Right. I mean, I don't know if I'm sure I probably haven't said it on the podcast, or if I have, it's been a very long time, but I am definitely a very big Marvel fan. So I'm a fanboy when it comes to all Marvel things.
There's none of those hanging on your wall. That's what didn't tip me off. There's lots of dragons.
Lots of dragons and other weird art, yeah.
You like Dragons, E?
Just backed another Kickstarter.
What about Sugandee's Dragons?
Ooh, the reverse.
Yeah,
That's
double
like the
style.
flea flicker, yeah.
Who did I get that with? That was my girlfriend I got with that.
Yes.
The Sugandees.
I love it.
What was that, dude? I always said, have you ever had Sugandees food? Why don't you try Sugandees nuts?
Oh, classic.
Classic
blunder.
Oh, boy. Anyways,
that was Adam's week.
Yeah,
getting people
it was a high point of my week.
Sugandees.
Sugandees. Yeah, I learned one joke, and I'm going to beat it into the ground.
You got your gag. Love it.
Got him. Anything else, Eric?
Yeah, I've got all 12 of my Kickstarters for the year backed so far, so I think I'll be blowing past that goal.
God damn it, Eric! You have a problem.
I know. Yeah, this latest one's really cool. But anyway, all right, go ahead, Tori. Sorry,
Tori. What about you?
Oh man, I fell into this rabbit hole. You may have heard of this guy, this Chris Chan fella.
I have not, but you were hinting at this a little bit. I don't know anything about this somehow.
He recently got arrested for sexually assaulting his own mother.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. What are the ages here we're talking about?
I think he's maybe early 40s.
Okay, so his mom's like 65?
I think a little older than that, maybe in her 80s, got dementia.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, so I hear this story, and then I dive in, I do the YouTube thing, and you're
all over that. You love that kind of thing.
Oh, I love it, yeah. I mean, it's just totally bizarre, and I've seen memes over the years, and it turns out that there is like a 50-episode series on this fella's life, starting from basically YouTube's inception.
Really?
Yeah. And so, I'm in like the 10th part of this or something. They say that this guy, his life is the most well recorded in history.
Wow. Huh.
It's just wacky. I mean,
it's disturbing. Yeah.
It's very disturbing.
So wait, there's 50 episodes, but that's like the most recorded. I mean, I feel like that's not, we're past 50 episodes. Come on. We talk about our lives every day every time we get together on this podcast.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm on part 10, and every time you turn around, this dude's always stepping in another pile of shit.
Really?
In one way or another. Oh yeah. And he has to go on at that time, YouTube, and document all this stuff and talk to all these people and just,
wow.
Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, it's compelling in a very bizarre way. But I considered myself a connoisseur of the internet, a man of culture, much like you, because I know you're hip to the groove. Indeed. With memes and,
That actually reminds me a lot of, there was a famous guy on Reddit many years ago who was teaching like programming through, I think it was through YouTube, like YouTube/Reddit. And did some like really good introductory programming videos, and then eventually came out that he was like doing this terrible child pornography stuff with his own son and all this fucked up shit. So,
oh my god,
yeah, that's the thing about internet people, is that you have that ability to have a completely multiple like personas on there. One that's beloved and one that's reviled. So
yeah, it's a bad year for YouTubers always around.
Really?
Yeah, there was another one got pinched for that same thing. Like going after a 14-year-old girl or something like that.
Lots of, you figure YouTube stars, it's the same thing as like they say power corrupts, and it's kind of like a lot of people are basically good because the opportunity isn't there, like if you are the kind of guy who's like even remotely, like say you're even like 95% not interested in teenage girls, but then all of a sudden you have hundreds of thousands of them throwing themselves at you. You only have to slip once. You know what I mean? It gets markedly harder. Whereas your average dude, that may never happen to him. He may never get that opportunity, so he's good by, omission, essentially. If you want to take the most cynical viewpoint possible.
Wow, yeah, that's wow.
On people. But wow, we went off. Speaking of people who are problematic on the internet, as we alluded to last week, that's actually a good segue.
That is a very good one.
We alluded a little bit to this last week when we were talking about Maya Mike, and I said we should get on another famous. We were talking about Maya Mike. We were talking about the guy from Lily's Q, Chef Dave or whatever his name is. I feel bad. I can't remember his name. Chef from Lily's Q, who will remain nameless. Who is probably a very good, decent person. I'm not, we're not disparaging him at all. But anyways, bad people on the internet. Tonight, this week, we're going to be trying a couple of sauces of the garlic variety from none other than the Papa John's.
Yes.
Yeah, we mentioned this a little bit last week about trying those sauces, or maybe 2 weeks ago, about trying those sauces. The regular special garlic is, I guess, what it's called. The normal garlic that they give you with pretty much every box of pizza that you get. They give you the little pepperoncini and the garlic dipping sauce for your crust. And as I learned today on the menu, they also have a spicy garlic dipping sauce. Not special, but spicy. And kind of interesting. They come in the little 1 ounce cups, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But beyond that, Eric, do you want to go ahead and give us a little bit of a physical description of what we're looking at on the outside of these little containers here?
It's got to be at least 2 fluid ounces there, Adam. Oh, does it actually say the size of it?
It says 1 ounce on it, God damn it, Eric.
Wow. Oh.
It's got to be at least 2, Adam. You stupid.
No, I'm pretty good at judging 4 ounces.
No, you're not.
I see them all the time at college when I was mixing resins.
You've had a couple too many
resins.
ounces. That's what I think. Adam, there's got to be at least 2 ounces in that piece of shit.
So
that is technically
sauces,
that is 2 ounces. You're holding a plate with 2 1-ounce containers on it.
Yes, very good, Adam. You can do math as long as we keep it simple enough for you. All right, so we got ourselves here some 1 ounce dipping containers. Apparently,
I think you mean 2 ounces.
They're
Don't you ever go to an art store, Eric?
Oh boy, yeah, the art store thing.
Eric's turning beet red.
You don't ever go to the measuring store?
You ever go to the sauce dip cup emporium, Eric? Eric's getting ready to leave the podcast.
The restaurant depot down there.
Yeah, don't you ever go to the restaurant depot?
Yeah, it's the best place.
Anyways.
All right, so let's just have these white, real generic vacuum formed plastic little dip cups, and then we got ourselves with a little foil lids that peel off the top of them. They're about, let's say, 1.5 inches in diameter.
I thought you were going to say 1.5 ounces. I really thought that's where you're going.
About 1.5 ounces.
The special
they
garlic.
look closer to 2, though. It's the empty space. That's why. They give you 1 ounce of sauce.
Probably. So the Papa John's logos on the top of the special garlic, it's a green background, got a little bit of decal to it, almost looks like a Sprite bottle, kind of has some bubbles and some swirls going on it.
Darker green, though, but yeah.
I can dig that.
Pretty accurate.
And and then it has ingredients listed below it, which we'll get into later.
White writing on that one, just looks like all white writing, right?
All white.
Yeah, okay.
And then the Papa John's spicy garlic is a lot more colorful. We have the Papa John's logo, oddly enough, is still in white, which I don't think is their normal colors. Pretty sure that's like a red logo, usually. So
he changed it.
Weird.
Papa John's is very much a fan of white.
Oh, okay.
It's the day of reckoning.
But the back of this sauce is still black. The background of this sauce is
back
black.
in black.
And then it's got really cool garlic bulbs and chili peppers in green and red over top of this, and a interesting pattern on them. Kind of looks like almost like a pixelated
confetti pattern or something.
Yeah, I like that confetti pattern too.
That's what made me think of MS, Windows 95 background screensaver confetti or something. Maybe kind of reminiscent of something like that.
Or like a pixelated, or the good old Photoshop triangles that are white and gray for Photoshop background that's transparent.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the special character symbols, the things that get reduced to little question marks.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Never mind. Okay. It's an internet thing, so of course you don't.
Of course I don't know it, right? So then it says spicy in red, garlic outlined in like a yellow bubble text, and then dipping
Like a
sauce
neon
in
sign.
white. Yeah, like a neon sign.
Oh, there you go.
So, pretty cool. Then it has the ingredients on that one. It has a bigger white border around it, but I didn't even know they made a spicy garlic. How about you, Tori?
I have no idea.
Totally new to me. Learned this today.
Now, did they have any other sauces when you were there? Did you inquire?
They do, which I have on the website, which we'll pull up here shortly. But I want to get through the descriptions of the sauces first.
Gotcha.
Piece shit. Trying to direct the show.
They both say shake, tear, and share.
There you have it.
We
for best results.
did not follow because we are too far away from each other to share. We don't like germs. We're being COVID safe here.
Yeah,
So-
I got...
Don't freak anybody out.
Yeah, and one thing of interest was that apparently if you order enough sauces on from Papa John's, they actually give you a neat little proprietary sauce box to transport them in. I learned this. Another thing I learned today, because I did actually get pizza for me and my girlfriend to eat for dinner here from Papa John's, and I also got us some stuff to taste here. So I ended up getting like close to 10 sauces or something like that. All in all, because some of them come with the pizza boxes and some of them were in the... Yeah, so they, as Eric pointed out here, they actually put your order on the back. I got 9 sauces in this box. Well, excuse me. Yeah, 9 sauces and 1 cup of anchovies in this box.
Ooh.
And,
Wow.
Yeah.
You like anchovies on your pizza?
Yeah, actually I do. And they put 1 in each box, too. So I had 3 boxes. So we ended up getting 12 sauce cups. So yeah, quite... pretty loaded down for sauce, but I don't know, how big would you say this box is, Eric? How many ounces would this box hold approximately?
The box itself is about 6 inch by 6 inch.
It's crushed now because you threw it away despite my explicit instructions not to.
Or maybe 1.5 tall, so
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe-
it has a decent amount of volume to it. It's just their little side box.
Yeah, I would say it's like pizza height, but it's like maybe like you said 6 by 6 or so, but it's kind of a cool little box. I've never seen that for sauces before.
It's a cute little mini.
Sauces / anchovies. Although I did get the anchovies on the side because I don't like if you order a pizza with anchovies, they put, like, because no one ever eats them, so they don't know how you're supposed to eat them, you know? Because, like, no one's making the pizza that's ever eaten it before. So they load the pizza with anchovies, and they're way too salty.
Way too salty
Yeah,
for that,
you need,
sure.
like, max 1 anchovy per slice. So if you get them on the side, you can apply as you desire. That's the strategy.
Boy, there's a helpful hint for you if I ever heard one.
If you need to up your sodium intake,
Yeah.
pump your blood pressure up like me.
Just in case.
Yeah, I think I've had a anchovy and black olive pizza before, and it was just ordered that way. So yeah, it came loaded with both,
Yeah.
and it was quite the salt bomb, as you can imagine.
Yeah, black olive is okay. I like black olive a lot. One of my favorite toppings, but they're a little bit salty. You know, they don't have a strong flavor, but they do add salt. And then if you add anchovy and you add 4 or 5 per slice like they normally do, that's way too much anchovy.
I don't know if that's considered like a cheaper topping.
It's not, but they don't use them a lot either. So it's kind of like one of those deals where, like, if someone orders them, they're more than happy to give you, oodles of them because no one else is ordering them. They're actually one of the more pricey toppings.
Is that one to be more authentic too? Maybe is that more of like a classic kind of like because like seafood's real big over there in Italy.
Yeah, it could be. The main thing about anchovies is just that they're just little salt bombs. They're not. They have a little bit maybe like a smoky flavor to them and a little bit of a fishy flavor. But if you put them on pizza, they're really just little salt bombs, like same way as like pepperoni is.
Well, I think pepperoni has a lot more spice that it brings to the table.
It can, but whatever. Speaking of spice, let's get back onto the sauces. And Tori, do you want to give us a little visual description of the sauces themselves that we're looking at?
Sure. As we peer into these 1 ounce dipping cups, as we go through the garlic one first, I think the best way to describe this is if you were to get shrimp scampi and then wring it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's about it. I mean, it is a garlicky, buttery. I would argue there's may or may not be any real butter in there at all. That's probably close to that whirl stuff we were talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's about what you have. The difference being with shrimp scampi in this, well, again, getting back to the wringing it out theory, there's no chunks of garlic in there, but the garlic is certainly prevalent in the taste, and I'm sure we'll get to that.
Shrimp scampi is usually more of a liquid on it too. This is almost more of a.
It's runny.
Yeah, it's pretty runny, but it's almost like not solid. If you put it in the fridge, it does turn solid like butter would, but it's more liquid. It's like between butter and oil, I would say, but not quite to that like melted, clarified butter that you find in Scampi either. You know?
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a yellow. It's a shade of yellow that's like in your face, bright yellow. Which I mean, you're gonna get from the Scampi. You're gonna get that kind of like almost like I don't know if like shrimp Scampi has like a little bit of like cream in there probably to help.
No, absolutely not.
It's just butter and shrimp Scampi.
And pretty much
parsley.
You know, butter, parsley, lemon juice, salt, pepper, garlic.
Yeah, no parsley in there, but yeah, if I were to describe it, that's how I would do so. And I think it certainly tastes the part also.
Yep.
The spicy garlic was a surprise to me. I was surprised to see how creamy it was. I was not expecting this. And I think it sounded like you were a bit surprised as well.
It was, yeah.
I was expecting something far more liquidy.
Yep.
Like the original.
Like the original, yeah. I wasn't expecting this creamy looking. It really... I'm not sure about the Blizzard test, but it's certainly more viscous, less viscous. It's thicker. Doesn't run as good as the other garlic sauce, as its counterpart.
Yeah, I will say that I like the consistency of that one better. And I'm a little bit, it's tricky it's a hot day out. It was pushing 90 today, and we're sitting on top of a hot box of pizza. They drove over here in, the hot Jeep, so it's hard to say what their natural consistency would be like. But it does seem like that spicy garlic is noticeably thicker, and I don't know if that's because they're trying to suspend the little globules in there, but I don't know if you touched on that, but there are like little red flakes in there.
Oh yeah, I missed that. To me, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like the Sweet Baby Ray's yellow sauce with flecks of pepper in it.
Sweet Baby, interesting.
Sweet Baby Ray's honey mustard? Like a honey mustard? Yeah.
Has a honey mustardy type of...
It does, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
I was thinking you were talking about their golden their golden barbecue, that mustard.
That's
sauce.
what I thought he was talking about at first too.
Yeah,
but no, I think you're right. He means like the
honey
exactly
mustard.
The honey mustard one they make, similar to your dog sauce, Eric.
Yeah,
not in taste whatsoever.
No, not even close, but similar in appearance.
Now, Eric, you'd asked what other sauces that Papa John's has, and I thought I'd pull up their website here so you could see. They have quite a number of other sauces. I initially toyed with the idea of getting like enough for us to try all their sauces, but they have too many. So I settled on just the garlic and the spicy garlic. But they have the pepperoncinis that they put in the pizza, one per box, as I'd mentioned before. Way too few, if you ask me. But let's do our typical speed round reading of these. And I'll start us off. We got the pepperoncini, and then Tori.
BBQ dipping sauce.
Eric.
Blue cheese dipping sauce.
Tori.
Buffalo dip.
Eric.
Cheese dipping.
Tori.
Garlic original OG.
Eric.
Honey mustard dipping.
Tori.
Pizza sauce dip cup.
Eric.
Ranch dipping sauce.
Tori.
Crushed red pepper packets.
Eric.
Special seasoning packets.
And Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese. Yeah, so they've got a couple other ones, nothing here really to stand out. Your basic,
classic
very basic
pizza stuff. Yeah,
and I think most of these are driven by the fact that they also sell wings.
Def.
So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think that's kind of the key there. Like I said, the rest of these are all just basically the only ones that are not wing compliments to me are the cheese, be a little weird, and the pizza sauce dipping cup. I think all the rest of these are basically just like ranch and barbecue, and they're just chicken dippers.
Chicken in any form. Chicken wings, chicken strips, whatever.
Yeah,
I forget who I mentioned to someone earlier this week about doing. We were toying with the idea of doing Papa John's garlic dipping sauce. I said, "Oh, you ever tried their buffalo? It's really good." And I was like, "Nope, I didn't even know they had a buffalo."
Yeah, I've had their buffalo before. I didn't notice that it was very much different. Who was this? Was this Sam? This was Bob.
No, I don't know who said that. I forget who I
okay.
was
She
talking
seems like
to.
someone who would really like a Papa John's buffalo sauce. No, but I think it's pretty much just your standard buffalo sauce. Like, it's nothing to write home about, in my opinion. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm personally a fan of barbecue sauces. I'd be more interested in trying their barbecue. But anyways.
It does seem interesting to me that they don't list the spicy garlic on their website here. It was on when I went to order.
Oh, yeah.
Under the extras. So I don't know if maybe we're a test market for that, or maybe it just didn't make it to their main website yet.
Yeah, it seems kind of like a real miss there. Huh.
Yeah, really.
I did. Well, let's get into our tasting notes. I was going to say, but does that answer your question, Eric, about all their other sauce choices here? Nothing too stand out, I think.
Nothing too stand out. Good to know they have some, I guess. And I figured they did. Obviously, I'm sure. I think we mentioned before about Pizza Hut having a wide variety with their whole Wing Street and whatnot. So.
Wing Street.
Wing Street. I guess that used to be a separate entity that was purchased by Pizza Hut. I'm pretty sure that's I'm not making that up.
Okay. Hard stance. All right.
Take Wing Street down to
I'll
Pizzaville.
tell the listeners what hard stances you're going to take from here on out.
Yes, I said I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that.
Well, I could always look it up just to clarify. So.
Yeah, just to call me out, and then we'll have an argument about it on the podcast. I'll prove to you eventually that I was right, like I was about the horchata, and then you'll get angry about it.
There's a conclusion to that?
Not really. I mean, it is.
Not
I mean,
really.
it depends on your interpretation. The truth of the matter, the fact of the matter, is that horchata is a cinnamony milk-based thing that does not necessarily have to have alcohol in it. Just like straight up regular horchata does not have alcohol in it by a matter of necessity. But I think generally speaking, most Americans exposed to it, it does have booze in it, and rum chata does have rum instead of other boozes in it. So I think that's perfectly politically correct. Now we can all agree on that.
100%
Okay.
correct.
Even Eric won't argue with me until next episode. Actually, I looked a little bit more on I did a little of the digging on the show notes, and it turns out that you were wrong.
It's always creepy how the way Google will follow your searches.
Poindexter.
So I'll go to work and I'm on my work computer, for crying out loud, and I open up the web browser, and how it always gives you those like suggested like stories.
Right.
Horchata was one of the recipes it was advertising. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Bruh, you have a CIA listening device in
Obviously.
your house, like 3
Yeah,
of
you
them.
have 4 Alexas in here, dude.
I
like
do.
Google's got they're in your brain at this point, dude. They get you triangulated in this household. They know what every step you take.
The exciting life I lead.
Well, they know that you're like the ideal consumer. They're like, it takes the barest amount of marketing to get you to purchase something, to smash that purchase button.
Kickstarter-aholic here. Yeah, that's true.
You
Smash
are
that
you are
purchase.
the ideal test market for them. They're like, oh, this guy will buy literally anything we tell him to buy. Well, that being said, why don't we get around to the tasting notes on this sauce here? So, which of you guys wants to lead us off with the tasting notes? Eric, you want to lead us off?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I knew kind of what I was going into, when we started this.
First of all, have you had this before?
I have had the special garlic dipping sauce before.
Special.
Special. That's what it's
That's
called.
what it's called.
Oh, really?
I didn't
Okay.
know that was the name until
Oh, wow.
now.
Yeah, I wonder if they actually changed that because of the new spicy one, because I don't remember it being called special garlic sauce either,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're calling that one special now.
That implies that there's a regular.
Right.
Right.
I was looking
Yeah.
to make sure there wasn't like one that was a regular one,
Yeah.
and no, I think it's just the special garlic.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. Growing up in Ohio, we pretty much just always had chain pizza places around us. I don't know, or we just didn't look for. My parents didn't look for the small independent companies or something. So Papa John's and Pizza Hut were pretty much the go-tos growing up. So I'm definitely well acquainted with the garlic dipping sauce, or in this case, the special garlic dipping sauce. It was deliciously buttery in texture, texture and taste, and it was very salty. I noticed. I thought it was extremely salty. I wasn't sure if I
Enhanced
remembered
the hell out of the flavor on those breadsticks.
I was debating whether it was the breadsticks that had the salt, but it definitely was the sauce. So
Spoiler alert, it's both.
it was
yeah,
definitely on
okay.
Yeah,
both.
it's both, homie.
And it definitely tasted of garlic, very much so. So it coats well. Easy for dipping, and
Why'd you have to make it gross? It coats well.
Yeah.
It puts the garlic on its skin.
Oh, boy.
rub it in real good. All right, it's good stuff. So.
As the movie quote famously goes.
That's right.
Rub it in really good.
Tori, what did you think?
No, give us your notes on the spicy one first.
Oh, okay.
First of all, do we need a heat rating on this? Do you guys?
I think so.
Yeah, they call it spicy.
All right, okay, we'll give it a heat rating, but go ahead and lead us off with your tasting notes on that too, Eric.
Sure, that one was pleasantly surprised. I was I was taken back, like Tori had said, when I opened the container and realized it was like much thicker, creamier looking,
Thick,
and
dummy thick, thick enough to have its own Instagram account alongside your wife, Tori. Influencer.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
I don't know if it was
Anyways,
quite that thick, but it was thick, and
Yeah.
it was in comparison to the original runny sauce, so it
that weak sauce.
really, loaded it on the breadstick, and it was a lot of flavor going on there. It was definitely had a spicy kick to it, spicy notes. My thoughts was it was just like a thicker version of the special garlic sauce with crushed red pepper flakes put into it and that's pretty much what I saw and what I felt like I was tasting. So.
I do agree with you. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I do think there is like red pepper flake in there. For me personally, I agree with you totally. I think the special garlic is just a garlic salt bomb. And the thing I always forget, I always want to get extra whenever I get this with the Papa John's. And I forget this every time because one cup is enough for like a whole pizza. Like it's so strongly, like it's so rich, with all the butter and the salt and the garlic flavoring. Like you just one tiny little dip in there is sufficient. And I always get extra. I get 10 or whatever like I got this time, which was obviously, just for the podcast partially, but I would get extra normally. But that is enough for a whole pizza. It's very strongly flavored. And I felt that although the spicy one was spicier, I also thought there were some other flavors in there as well. And I think they actually toned down the garlic a little bit to a more balanced level. And I actually found that one more palatable. And I'll be honest, I was a little grossed out as I was doing it, but I actually did eat an entire one of those cups on, 4 or 5 slices of pizza. Yeah, I put the hammer down, and then I tried some of the regular garlic in comparison. I had to just be a gentle dipper with that one because I found that the overall flavor balance of the spicy garlic to be better, and I could crush more of it despite it just seeming like butter, And I got stuffed crust pizza to dip this in, which was just absurdly, disgustingly rich, like nauseating the idea of just all that fat and grease and oil in there. I know that would...
Ooh.
Your wife
would kill me.
Your wife would be dead. Yeah, she would kill herself if she had to eat that, Tori. I know that's not her thing.
Sounds like something that would be good for Saturday afternoon.
I liked it.
Once you're drying out, from the beer.
Yeah,
before.
definitely. I mean, it was good. I mean, but to that effect, like I said, it is spicy, but I don't think it's like inedibly spicy. Like I said, I had to ask whether we even needed to do a heat rating on it, but I also think there are some other flavors going on there besides just garlic and heat. Hard for me to put a finger on it. But what about you, Tori? What'd you think?
Yeah, wow. I'm not sure I can say anything that hasn't been said. Yeah, it's garlic, it's salt. I don't know. To that end, I think it's sort of boring. The special garlic, I guess, whatever it's called now. I don't know. I sort of don't think it's all that special, quite frankly. I mean, it's butter and it's garlic and it's salt. I don't know. But the spicy, I thought was a really nice change of pace on the breadstick. That was really nice. I agree with you that there was less garlic in the spicy than there was in the special garlic, but that may have been due to the presence of the spice, which I don't know. Who knows? I'm no chemist. Maybe that overplayed the garlic just a smidge. But yeah, the spicy was, in my opinion, the better out of the two.
Huh.
Did you try the spicy first or second?
That's a good question. I can't remember.
Because I know I tried it second. I almost wish I had tried it first because you get such strong garlic notes, and I think those garlic notes from the first dipping sauce might have carried over into the next one, and then at that point I was just dipping back and forth between both of them, having myself a good time with those breadsticks. It was delicious.
I do think you're correct about that. I think you almost contaminate the spicy one if you go with the garlic first. I think you're better off trying, if the listeners want to replicate our experiment at home, I would definitely start off with the spicy and then move to the special afterwards.
Yes, I agree.
Cool. Well, I think, we already talked about the other sauces that they offer on the website. I am going to give them a little bonus point for the cute little box. I like that a lot. That really tickled me that they gave me a sauce box specifically. Because I don't know what else you would put in there aside from the sauce. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some wings or something.
Yeah, a small order of wings. I mean, I think it's just a side box, personally. It just says extra sides on the label.
But, what are you putting in there, though? Because it's too small to put, you can't even put a sandwich or something in there. It's almost too small to even put wings in.
What about chicken strips?
We'd really only fit about 6 wings.
Maybe you could put strips in there, I think.
Yeah, maybe 3.
You could really load it up with some nuggies if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you put the nuggies perfectly flat, you definitely could.
You could probably fit a whole full 20-piecer in there.
Stacking
for sure,
nuggies
for
in
sure.
there.
It did seem like it was made for the sauces, though, and I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's what it seemed like. And I think if I was to order this again, I probably would not order more of the special garlic, but I probably would just order a side of the spicy garlic and have both. I think that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
I do think it goes without saying that, although we haven't said it yet, is that their boxes are actually pretty neat. I like their box.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to fucking throw it away, Eric. I wanted to look at the box.
He wanted to put it on a shelf, cherished it for days on end.
Topography, is that what you said?
Typography.
Typography.
Font? Yeah, the font.
Okay.
Not the. It's very flat. The topography of it is.
I know. That's what I was like. What are you talking about?
smooth.
It does look like it has a texture to it, but it doesn't.
Right.
It's busy.
Yeah. Just it's busy, but it's fun. I don't know. It always talks about all the different things, the vegetables, the cheese, the meats. I don't know. I think it's neat.
There was a neat thing on the side there. It says leftovers ? We admire your willpower.
I mean, I gorge myself on pizza. I always get that's one of those things. Anytime I get pizza, I'm gonna get more than I can eat, so I have extra.
Oh, absolutely.
I do the same thing with Chinese food intentionally. Like, I'm going to get more than I can humanly consume in one night. Intentionally.
There's lunch tomorrow, babe.
Absolutely.
Huh, it seems like they do a point program, too, which I didn't know about.
They do. It's kind of whack. You got to spend quite a bit to really get anything worthwhile, which kind of brings me on to another point I wanted to touch on, and I discussed this briefly with Tori earlier, and this ties into a segment that we started a little while ago with a honey ratio, where we famously do, $1 an ounce. So $1 an ounce would be a 100 on that scale. These sides of sauces were 75 cents a piece per cup. So it's a 75 on the honey ratio, which is comparison to like the Texas Pete. I think that was like a 17 or something like that. Yeah. So I think that does bear mentioning that they're not the same price as honey, but they are pretty expensive for being something pretty basic, like you mentioned there, Tori.
We're getting retail though.
Yeah,
they're paying out the nose for this.
I was gonna say, because I bought 10 extras. That's almost $8 worth of sauces right there. You're not getting that much.
I mean, I figured at a minimum they'd be 50 cents an extra sauce.
I think they used to be cheaper. Like, I think they used to be 25 or 50 cents, and they've, since then they've gone up, which...
Welcome to America, 2021.
Well, as I say, correlates to the rest of Papa John's prices because... And I'll blaze through this here, but the one thing I did want to mention is that my girlfriend yesterday was configuring a pizza that she wanted to order, and she doesn't pay attention to the price when she's doing something like that. I mean, that's like the first thing I go for, like...
Cheapy.
The first thing I find is like, how much do the extra toppings cost, and we'll go from there.
Oh yeah, I always look for a coupon. If I don't have a coupon, I don't even bother.
But she had configured a small pizza that was $18.50 for a small pizza at Papa John's, and I was like, holy shit. We're not getting that. We're going to figure out some way to get that down. And we did manage to get it down to actually a large pizza for like $15.50 or something like that, which, all that being said, I got two large pizzas, a side of breadsticks, and this handful of sauces, $48.
Ooh, yeah.
For Papa John's.
That's crazy.
Now, I like Papa John's, but I'll be straight honest with you, it's not worth that. There's lots of local chain places, like good ones.
No
like
question.
we'll rep out Monticello's down the road from us.
Absolutely. Monticello's is great.
Not a local chain, not a national chain, but phenomenal pizza. And you can get like at least 3 full-size pizzas that are bigger than a Papa John's pizza for less than that. And they're way better.
Yeah. Head and shoulders better.
Or there's another place I like to go, Center Avenue Slice. We'll give them a rep. They're out in Westview. Thank you. I was thinking Wexford. I knew that wasn't right. Westview, PA. And they make a giant, delicious pizza. Really good. You can get some phenomenal wings as a side. And I mean, we'll get out of there at like, $30 or something like that, or 28 or something like that. Like, but basically half the price of Papa John's, and it's way better.
So good.
Yeah, if you ever come to visit the Pittsburgh area, you're going to hear 2 names probably if you ask about pizza. You're going to hear about Fiore's, which I don't think is all that great, but people love it here. And you're going to hear about Beato's, and that's a real interesting take on pizza.
I've not had either one of those. The one that I've always heard people talk about, which I always thought was strange, was Sir Pizza.
Oh, wow. Yeah, up there in North Hills.
Yeah, they make this dorky little pizzas that are like one step above. They're not bad, but they're like one step above like a frozen... like a frozen tombstone pizza or something, and they cut them in these little square slices, and they're kind of dorky, but they're fun,
The weird thing about Beato's is I think I'm saying their name right, Beato's, something like that, because I never go there because I don't care for what they do. But what they do is they heat up your crust and sauce, and then they top it with cold toppings, which is super weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. It's like naturally, like the cheese naturally just melts because the dough is hot. But no thanks. No thanks. Not my thing.
I could see that being okay. It does seem a little strange, but I mean, I would eat it, I guess. It does seem like it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Probably if you put it in an enclosed box for 10 minutes or so, that would probably, homogenize it a little bit.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's fully melted. Yeah, exactly. If you put it like in a box, carry it home, it's fully melted, but your ingredients are, well, then fresh because they're not cooked. So if you get mushrooms or onions or whatnot, you're getting those raw.
Right. That's interesting. Well, since we're on that topic, why don't you go ahead, Eric, and lead us into the ingredients for the sauces.
My favorite topic as always.
Started off with
I'm sure this will be a whole lot of weird chemicals.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the one thing I did want to mention while you're picking these sauces up, and good luck trying to pick these up so you can read them.
I was gonna say, you can rip off the
so maybe
thing
just tear the
and then
lid
just
off.
stick it to the plate.
You're going to dump that all over the place if you try to do this otherwise.
Oh, absolutely.
But the one thing I did kind of want to mention, and this kind of ties into tasting notes, I think the sauce that's the closest in type that we've tried to these two sauces was actually the Hooters wing sauce.
Ooh.
All the way back, I think, episode 10, maybe?
Probably in composition.
That was 10, and it was, then that was one of our lowest rated sauces, if I'm correct.
Not quite our lowest. I think the Lee Kum Key has surpassed that as the absolute lowest, but I think they're both tied at 1, essentially. I think texture-wise, that's the closest. The funny thing I wanted to mention is that the spicy garlic, I think, had more heat than the Hooters wing sauce did.
I thought so, that's for sure.
And I didn't even think it was that spicy. But go ahead and lead us off with the ingredients here, Eric.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So we have our special garlic dipping sauce. Our number 1 ingredient, does anyone take a guess?
Margarine.
Tori?
Soybean oil.
Bingo.
Yay!
Nice.
Soybean oil, water, salt, vegetable mono, and...
Vegetable. You sound like Dr. Evil. Vegetable.
What is that? Diglycerides.
Oof.
Contains less than 2% of garlic. Natural flavors.
Yikes.
Soy lecithin.
Lecithin. Yeah, I think.
Lactic acid, sodium benzoate.
Oof.
I'm waiting for my quick draw.
Citric acid, beta carbonate. No, carotene. Good God. Beta carotene.
Okay.
Vitamin A. Contains
Healthy.
soybean oil.
Beta carotene is that stuff that's in carrots, right?
Right, yeah. It's good for your eyes.
All kinds of. This is a nutrient syrup.
Yeah.
It does not have any xanthan gum.
No bang bang.
No bang bang.
What are they thickening it up with? Maybe it's
Oil.
in the spicy because that's the thicker of the two.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, for our spicy garlic dipping sauce, we have number 1 ingredient as well is soybean oil, water, salt, vegetable mono, and diglycerides.
So how many before we get into the chemicals? 3 ingredients before we get into chemicals?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it contains less than 2%.
It's promising.
2%.
Less than 2% of food.
Right. Food and other chemicals. Wonderful. Yeah. We got 2% less or less of garlic, green jalapeno peppers, red bell peppers, natural flavors, soy lecithin, lactic acid, sodium benzoate. This does have xanthan gum.
Bang bang!
Hey, hey-o.
Good call, Tori.
Calcium disodium EDTA added to
Eric
protect
kicked its
flavor.
ass.
That's right. The beta carotene, vitamin A.
Healthy.
Nice, yeah.
Uh-oh. Eric's consternated. What do you see there, buddy? What is it? What is it, Lassie?
Palmitate added.
Palmitate? Let me see this.
P-A-L-I-M.
Is that a thing? Palmitate?
Shit, you got me, bro. You're spouting all types of words I never heard.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, it's vitamin A palmitate, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Okay.
It just says the same thing on the special garlic that you just chose not to read.
Okay.
Yeah, vitamin A
Skipped
palmitate.
over.
I assume that's some sort of like not concentrate, but something along those lines.
I wonder if that. Well, it says added. Oh no, it just says
It says
added.
vitamin A palmitate added,
Yeah.
meaning it's added to it.
I wonder if that maybe helps to thicken it too. And the
Vitamin A?
I doubt it, but
Maybe.
I
I think you're going off the deep end here, bro. Well, that's a lot of interesting information. What are you looking at in your glass there, Eric? You got a floater?
I got a floater. Looks like it's just cardboard. I think.
Just cardboard.
Just cardboard.
No big deal.
No big deal.
I was like, it looks kind of slug-like or like a centipede. Oh no, it's just a hairy cardboard fuzz.
We drink a lot of water on the podcast. Shout out to Hydro Homies.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's interesting. We did talk a lot about Papa John's in general. I know, Eric, you had mentioned kind of like growing up, your big thing was Pizza Hut and Papa John's. And for me personally, I always thought Pizza Hut was like the fancy place because, as we mentioned before, that was like the sit-down restaurant place. So that was like the fancy pizza place. And they had that pan crust, which my little fat kid, taste buds loved. That thick, grease-laden crust.
I have to admit, I still enjoy a pan crust. Like,
it is good.
Pan pizza. You have it, it's just it's
disturbing.
terrible for you.
Yeah, it's terrible, but it is good. But the one thing I wanted to give a little shout out to this might be too specific. I'm trying to think if this is a local chain or I'm trying to think if there's more than one. If there's only one, I'm going to reveal my hometown here. But Colucci's Pizza. I will give them a shout out. And Eric, you're making a face. You're from Ohio. You don't.
Never heard of them.
Really phenomenal pizza. Probably one of the best sausages I've ever had on a pizza. Their sauce is a little bit on the sweeter side, which is a little odd, but it really works well as a whole. And it's probably one of my, like you're saying, smaller local chain. Has a really warm place in my heart. We used to do every Wednesday at church. We used to have a little dinner night thing, and I think it was like once a month they would do Colucci's Pizza, and that was always the highlight. But really good pizza. Like I said, sausage is phenomenal. A little bit of a sweeter sauce. Really interesting local small town place from my hometown. Want to give them a little shout out too while we're shouting out pizza places.
There you are.
Tori, any pizza places you want to shout out?
Sure. I like one called D. Moore's Pizza.
D'Amore.
Yeah, D. Moore's back in the day. It's changed hands a number of times, but there was someone who owned D. Moore's, and you could get what was called, it had a few names, the Double Double.
Boiling trouble.
Which was an extra large pizza with double cheese. You would be
so like an inch thick of cheese
on the floor. Yeah, double cheese.
Wow. It would do me in. It would kill me for sure.
So you could call down there and order a double, or its other name was a demoralizer, which I thought was particularly clever.
That is funny. I like that.
Yeah. So I had a couple doubles in my time.
You're also a fan of Frank's, like across the street, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. Sure. Yeah, most definitely.
Down the road from. Well, we don't need to be that
several.
specific.
Yeah, there's several locations. To be very honest with you, now there's at least 5 or 6.
Right. Okay.
So they're doing well for themselves. So good on them.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
I'd give a shout out to the one that I keep getting from my coworker. He brings me his leftover pizza, but I don't forget the name of the pizza place.
Have we talked about this on the pod yet? I know we've talked about you getting leftovers, but we mentioned the scheme that you have. Is they think there's something like wrong with your home life. Your coworkers are like giving you this food.
Weren't you just criticizing me for my dinner? Like not even an hour ago?
It was sad, bro. I'm not saying sad. Like you could get some fucking broccoli or something. Eric was eating a sad, like the smallest baked potato he could find, cut in half, nothing on it.
Salt, pepper.
He just mashed it up and poured bacon bits on it. And that was his dinner. I was like, bro.
And a beer.
Yeah. Bachelor. This is why Eric needs a girlfriend. And like, it's gone past the point of just like the interest in his life or something. It's just become like a medical need for him. Like
keeper.
He needs someone to control him, keep him on the straight and narrow. So he's eating more than baked potatoes and bacon bits.
I had a good lunch. Maybe not really. I had a turkey sandwich.
Who'd you steal that from?
No, I came home and made it myself. I had a turkey sandwich and guacamole and chips.
Oh, goodness.
Not really that healthy, I suppose. It could be worse, yeah,
passable.
but it could be better.
Better than a baked potato with bacon bits.
Yeah, right. Turkey sandwich, that's definitely passable.
But
for lunch.
Sure. While we're...
in fact, I did a little redemption. Sorry to cut you off there.
Nope, Steele, go ahead. Take the show over, Eric.
I threw some... I just thought it'd be interesting. I threw some spicy Sir Ken on one side and put some mayo on the other.
Great.
Really good.
Moving on with the podcast. Now that we're done rating Eric's lunch, why don't we go ahead and rate these sauces?
Oh, yeah, that's why we're here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why we rate sauces, not sauce attempts. What I don't remember what your tirade was. You went off the one time. Tori and I were cowering in fear as you were trembling in the corner.
You were letting it rip.
You picked the microphone up and you were pacing around the room when we were like, oh, God, he's gone off the deep end. Yeah, you want to start us off, Eric? Go ahead. I guess we can do both. Do you want to start with the... Let's start with the special. We'll go all the way around with the special, and then we'll go to the spicy.
Oh, boy.
Okay. It's tough to not let nostalgia and, good memories destroy the rating here, Like, I really wanted to rate it higher initially. The more we talked about just being a salt bomb and the garlic flavor and whatnot and how it's pretty one tone, it's like, yeah, it really isn't doing anything that special, you have to admit. So, I'm dropping it down from where I was originally going to put it at, and I'm going to say it's going to get a 7 from me. So, or actually, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Do you guys remember Domino's doing the same thing? Did they used to do that too?
What?
No?
Domino's made a garlic sauce?
Yeah, did they used to do that back in the day? I didn't remember that.
I couldn't tell you one way or another.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. I'll have to figure that out.
I'm sure they have one now.
Because we didn't have I don't think we had a Papa John's in my hometown, but we did have a Domino's, but I think that maybe it was something you could order. Maybe it didn't come with it, but you could order it. Tori, what about you for the special garlic?
Special garlic. Yeah, I don't have the rosy nostalgia glasses that he has on. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but this is probably the 4th or 5th time in my entire life I've had anything from Papa John's.
Really?
Yeah, it's not something I frequent. Maybe I'm blessed. I live in an area, like we were saying, with a lot of really good local pizza shops, and I don't really have the need to go to these Pizza Huts, Papa John's, Domino's, and so forth. I don't even think I've had Domino's ever. But beside the point. We're rating sauces here. The special garlic. I mean, I don't know. It's a one trick pony, man, and I'm not sure that trick is necessarily for me. It's a good thing there's no vampires around. Getting back to the roots of rock and roll, there's certainly no vampires up on this podcast, and that weighs into my rating as well, because vampires aren't good, but it's gonna get a 6 for me. Yeah.
All right.
I think that nostalgia with pizza joints like that is because that is like the quintessential American thing. Is like everyone's going to gather around the family dinner table on a Friday night and have a delivery pizza or a pickup pizza, carry out pizza, something like that. I think that's like one of those quintessential Norman Rockwell things almost.
Absolutely,
especially for us '90s kids. Yeah,
right.
There's always like pizza, popcorn, movie. It was like Friday nights.
So
a lot of Friday nights.
It's hard to evaluate anything pizza related without that kind of baking in that kind of nostalgia, For me, like I said, I don't think my town had a Papa John's. Like I said, we had the Colucci's, the aforementioned Colucci's. We had a Pizza Joe's. Is that Eric? Did I ring? No.
Pizza Joe's is good.
Okay, all right. Tori knows Pizza Joe's.
Yeah, definitely had a Pizza Joe's up on where I went to college. Yeah,
they're pretty good. They got some good stuff.
And a Fox's. We also had a Fox's up there too.
Fox's. I didn't learn about Fox's till I came to Pennsylvania.
Right, I didn't learn about it until I came here for college. Yeah.
And we also had a Domino's. That's what I was asking about having that at Domino's. But the one thing when I moved out to Pittsburgh, not the first apartment I lived at, but after that I moved into a house, and it had a little bit of a strange parking arrangement. It was such that there was street parking, but they had street sweeping. So actually it was directly adjacent to a CVS parking lot. So I always used to park in the CVS parking lot, and the manager was cool with me parking there because I parked away, like in the employee parking where no one else ever parked. And the entire time I lived at this house, that was where I parked. That was essentially my parking space at the CVS parking lot. But that CVS parking lot was also shared by a Papa John's. The Papa John's where this very food came from tonight.
Oh.
And so I have fond memories of that one in particular, just in, my youthful days with all my positive experiences there, and, walking right out the door, basically walking into my driveway and getting some Papa John's. That was always kind of cool, being able to leave your house and walk into a CVS, get some quick groceries, walk into a Papa John's, grab a box of slices. And so, like I said, it is hard for me not to bake that in there. And while I lambasted them a little bit for the price of these sauces that you're paying, it does bear mentioning that if you buy a pizza from them, that's already baked into the cost. They throw in a cup of this sauce. They throw in a pepperoncini, which I really like those. I could have a half dozen of those. I could have one per slice of those. And It is, like I said, Papa John's has gotten, to me, a little bit out of touch with cost to quality. I do like that they throw in those little extras, so I am going to give them a little bit of a discretionary point above the kind of basic flavor, and I'm going to give them an 8. And I think that's pretty fair.
That sounds fair. And it's interesting, I didn't really note it earlier, but there just isn't that many Papa John's in the Pittsburgh area, I don't think. I mean,
there's more than you think. Tori and I were talking about this. There's actually, I think if you look on your phone, they're hidden. Like, they're not, they're kind of sleepers. Like that one that I'm talking about, you could drive by it every day and not know it was there, because it's literally like built into the side of a CVS, and it's kind of like tucked away in the shady corner of it,
Wow.
So, and they don't take up a lot of space. I mean, you could literally never know it was there. I forgot it was there half the time, and I lived in their parking lot. So
lived in their parking lot.
I didn't live in the parking lot. I lived in the house across the street from the parking lot, but I parked in their parking lot, and I still forgot they were there half the time.
Yeah, that's cool.
So there's more than you think, I think. If you look it up on your phone, you'll find out.
Okay, that's cool.
I know you struggle with that kind of technology
and effort.
Mainly effort. Before I ramble anymore, why don't we go ahead and get on to the spicy garlic sauce?
So my rating for that is, I think we're all probably going to be a little bit higher for that, because the garlic flavors were a little less. The spice was a nice added flavor to it. That creamy goodness. So I'm going to come in at a whole point higher. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Very nice.
Yeah. I think your logic is stunning, bro. I think you nailed it out of the park, and I think your equation specifically, special garlic +1,
beep, boop, beep,
I think makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, to me, the spicy garlic, I didn't feel as bad about myself eating it as I did the special garlic. There was something about maybe it's sort of translucency, you know, that is, you look at it and you just know internally what it's going to do to you.
Packing the calories.
Right, yeah. You just see it. It's there.
You feel your arteries getting a little bit thinner on the inside.
No question. Yeah. It's getting a little claustrophobic in there.
Yep.
But with the spicy, that guilt, maybe due to the visuals, I didn't quite get that internal guilt, that voice telling me I shouldn't do it as much.
It had whole actual pepper flakes in there, so you're getting your vegetables.
Yeah, right. I got my roughage for the entire week. So I thought it was really good, and I like your equation. I think it was special garlic +1. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a 7.
I like your equation too, Eric, and actually I gave the discretionary point for all my nostalgia that I baked into the regular garlic. I'm going to take that away for the spicy garlic because I've never had it, but I am going to add on your extra points, so I'm going to end up right back at an 8.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And I think, like you said, I mean, it's definitely easier to eat. It's probably worse for you just because you can't actually eat all of it as opposed to just taking little dips, Like I said, this would, maybe for a whole pizza, I might need 3 of those special garlics as opposed to like the one I would need, I would need 3 for the spicy garlic as opposed to like the 1 for the special garlic I would need. By that nature, they're probably actually worse for you because they're probably calorically the same.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or worse.
Yeah.
For all we know. But
and we kind of forgot about the heat level, but
I was going to say, I was going to jump into that. We can go back around. But as far as heat level for me, I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with a 2. I did definitely notice that if you get a bite of the actual spice, it was detectable. But me personally, like I said, I had to ask whether it even needed a heat rating. So, what about you, Eric?
I was loading it on and maybe eating quite rapidly until the point where I actually had to take pause. I was like, oh, this packs a bit of a kick. So I'm going to have to say this was more like I was going to give it like a 3.5, maybe even a 4. I'll go with 3.5 though.
Cool.
I think I'm missing something. I think I'm way off base. Maybe I was trying a different sauce.
Shout it out, man.
I'm giving it a 6, dude. I thought it was warm.
Live your truth story.
Yeah, I thought it was hot. Not uncomfortable, but really nice hot. I thought it was hotter than Frank's. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I liked it. I mean, I liked it. Thought it was great, but
the reason we have 3 people on this podcast is not to get the same opinion from all of us, but to get a mix of opinions, Tori.
You certainly got it here.
Glad that we covered the spectrum.
Wow.
Cool, yeah. So that, like I said, I really enjoyed doing these 2. Papa John's, say what you will about the Papa himself, and maybe the treatment of their employees, things like that. When I walked into the shop, they did have a sign up saying, hey, cut us a little slack. We're really short-staffed right now. And I mean, they had my pizzas like early, like they said 14 to 24 minutes, and I think I walked in there at 15 minutes. I waited maybe another 2 minutes in there, and they were all done. Everything was correct. Order was perfect. Exactly what I ordered. All the sauces, which
that's a big plus. I'd wait happily 5 extra minutes if that order was actually correct.
I always have a gripe for that about like Sheetz, who actually pays their employees pretty well. I know last time I was in there, I think they said $15.50 for team members in there. Not even for like a shift lead, but a team member. $15.50 an hour
or up.
Yeah, I would say and up for like team leads and stuff like that. But frequently I find my orders getting messed up by them, and they didn't used to be that way, but I think as they've gotten more popular, they've gotten worse. But frequently I'll pay extra for sauces there, which are cheaper than Papa John's, to be fair, and they'll be missing, or they'll be half full or something like that, which always jacks me. So, and these, like I said, this was perfect. This order was, like I said, timely as far as I'm concerned, pricey, but like I said, all packaged correctly, all present, timely, even though they're short staffed. So all pluses in my book. But with all that being said, I think that's going to do it for us this week on the Papa John's garlic sauces. And I'm a little bit interested in your guys' opinion on this. Do you think that there's any reason that we need to go and ever taste any of the rest of their sauces? Or do you think they're basic enough that we've kind of covered the interesting ones here?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I mean, I said I might be curious about that barbecue, but not enough to, I think, really warrant going back to it. No.
It's the same thing as like McDonald's. Like their barbecues are so basic.
They're so basic, yeah.
That it's like,
I think the flagship and the new one, or the test market one, I think it's perfect. I don't think you can ask for a better lineup.
I am interested to know if that is like a test market thing. I don't know how we'd find that out, but
maybe they'll listen to our episode here and know that we liked it. We liked it even more than their regular flagship, garlic. So.
If Papa John knows that we were talking about him, I feel certain that he will not approve of that. He doesn't strike me as like a calm, chill, relaxed dude. He's just like, oh, cool, bro. These dudes are doing a podcast about me.
No, he'd like stare a hole through you.
I think he would drive here and assault us. I think is what he would do. With all that being said, I think that's going to do it for us this week on the Papa John's garlic dipping sauces. And Eric, do you have any closing thoughts that you'd like to end the show with here?
I would like to just make a mention that the tangy bang sauce did arrive.
No, you can't use that. You can't use that twice in a row. You can't
use that twice in a row.
You're not going to use that for like 4 episodes as like a closer, you know. Oh, the tangy bang sauce.
The tangy bang sauce has arrived. Let's see what else is exciting.
It was good last week.
We went, I know it was normally something we kind of share at the beginning, but I went to a really good taco place recently and had some great tacos and just been out and about enjoying the week, you know. It's just dined outside, getting a lot of sunshine. So.
You're really waffling here, dude.
You asked me what my closing thoughts were. I don't know.
That's not a closing thoughts. It's just
That's
like
not closing thoughts. That's just talking. Yeah, that's where my brain was wandering to.
Oh, tacos.
You were talking on and on about.
Can't you like
Papa
wrap that
John's.
into like a moral or something like Tori always does? Like,
no.
I had some tacos and it reminded me, you should sit outside and enjoy the nice weather while it's here. Something like that.
And enjoy the weather.
Go on a bike ride
Before
with your
it gets too
friend,
damn
you
hot,
know.
'cause it's getting hot again.
Yeah, it is supposed to be real hot, I think. It's
Love
gonna be
it.
some real dog days in August.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go for a hottest August on record, too, to join up with our hottest June on record. Yay!
Was it really?
Yeah, hottest June on record. I think we missed July. I don't think it was the hottest July on record. It was 2013 or whatever was the hottest July on record. 2014 was the hottest July on record. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then I think 21 missed it. But we did make the hottest June on record, or maybe the hottest August. We'll see.
Being a podcast about weather, we sure really dropped the ball on that. All
I
right.
know. We need to get back to our roots. That's what I was trying to say. But, Tori, what do you got for us this week for closing thoughts?
All right, very good. This has zero to do with the sauce. So I'm not even going to try to attempt to make some cockamamie connection.
What about the weather?
To this. No, not the weather either. This was a personal situation that I ran into. But yeah, I think it's important. I think every once in a while we need to take a look. Step back and take a look and see who has your best interests in mind. And I want you to take a look and see what they're trying to do or trying to encourage you to do. Because if those folks have your best interests in mind, you should too. That's important. Don't sabotage yourself. Don't throw the wrench in your own works. And it hurts even more when those folks that do have your best interests in mind try to help and you snap at them or be mean. Because, hey, they just want to help. At the end of the day, they just want to see you get better. So take a step back from yourself, your ego, all those things. Look around and take the help because it's there and those people love you and we love you and thanks for listening.
Hold on a second.
Has nothing to do with it.
Are you reading that off of Papa John's Twitter account? I just looked that up on there.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, nothing to do with
Nothing to do with Papa John?
No. I like Papa John.
Oh, boy. Well, he's a mixed figure, to say the least. But, all right, well, thanks for joining us this week. As Tori mentioned, we really enjoyed having you. And stay tuned next week. Maybe we'll do a little, what is it, tangy bang sauce, Eric? Is that what you said?
Yep, that's what it's called.
Maybe we'll do that sauce. Maybe I'll make Eric wait a few more weeks so he can drag that out for his closing thoughts.
You worked into your closing thoughts, you cheater.
Yeah, I know. How about that?
Tangy bang. I don't normally do closing thoughts.
Oh.
It's okay for him. That's the moral. Yeah. That's the takeaway.
I talk enough the rest of the podcast. We mentioned this already. People don't like hearing me. Fuck you, Eric. That's how we're ending the podcast this week. Fuck you.
Oh, bad news is we're at the end of the show here. But hey, the good news is that we have several other episodes that keep you entertained. And while you're at it, send us an email. saucespoken@gmail.com. If you've had enough of listening to us and like to see us, you can do that too. You can stop over on our Instagram page. It's Sauce Spoken Official. If you wish to get down into the nitty-gritty, we welcome you to do so, and you could probably do that on the website. That's going to be saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have some show notes there. We keep track of the various ratings we give them over the episodes there, so if you wish to dig into the details, that's a great place to do it. In the event some unthinkable calamity, your favorite listening provider is not available, you can fire us up on YouTube. And of course, we'll be out here rattling our empty mayonnaise and mustard jars. If you'd like to donate to us, you certainly can. We are at PayPal at Sauce Spoken. We'll give you a little jingle jangle, maybe a wink and a smile on your way out.
Keep in mind, we have stickers available for you. Slap them any which where you like, but they're available to you. If you'd like one, let us know. We'd be happy to send you one. And finally, we have a proprietary cryptocurrency out here. It's what's called Sauce Stoken. We have some details on it on the website. As we close here today, of course, we're going to ask you, please share us with a family member, share us with a friend. Hey, if you're enjoying it, I'm certain they would too. If you could, follow us, give us a rating or a review on that listening platform of your choice. Thank you for listening, and this is Sauce Spoken.